All right, welcome. This is office hours for September 28th, 2023. And welcome, you guys. Let me see who's here. Hey, Amelia, Doris, Gary, Lisa's here, Cliff, Kavita, Laura. How are you guys doing? What's going on? Who's got questions? Who wants to kick us off? Cliff, I saw your hand, and then Gary will go as well. Cool. Cliff, do you want to pop off mute and go ahead and...
Sure, thanks. Yeah, it's great to meet you. Quick question. So I'm just setting up my first course.
Cool.
Question about best practices for, so it's a 6-week course. Each week there's one day per week, and then one day is a module that has a training on it. It's got a video. After they complete watching the main teaching, I have an exercise where there's a screen capture and I'm showing them technical steps to take, so they follow those technical steps and then they finish that exercise. So a question, is it best practice for that exercise to be another module, or to actually embed it on that same, to have everything all in one page, one little homepage for that day?
I have it on the same. Yeah. Did you know you can do a video in a training action if you want? Do you know what I mean? So if they watch a video and then after they watch, there's we recommend, like, first training action is just check off, yay, I watched the video, woohoo. Yep. And then second action is something else. And if you have something you want to show them and walk them through that's additional to the training, if I'm understanding that right, you can pop a video into the training action. So action number 2 is watch this quick video and XYZ, whatever you want them to do.
Okay, and then they click completed and get points.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, great. So the basic, I guess, just 2 is just make, for that one day, make everything a little mini homepage and make sure everything there. So, right, so they don't have to click to a second module, do something different, right?
I would definitely keep it right there. And you'll put what you'll do. I don't know how far you've gotten into this, but you'll put your content actually in step 3, and then it will all automatically populate onto just one single training page. Yep. So whether the student is on training 1, 5, 6, it'll all populate onto that one page. They'll see their training, they'll see their training actions, and it'll be right there for them. Okay. I think that's what you're asking.
It's also option B. Can you also create another block for videos that go on every training page? Or no?
Another block for videos. Say a little bit more.
So, like, with the training, the layout of the page, you got the various chunks. When you are working with that page, could you add another chunk that can display video or not?
If you're talking about the single training page, which is where, like, the content populates, that doesn't work well because there's a pre-built video that's meant to populate your primary video from training 1. And then again, if you want to put in an extra training, you can do that in a training action, or you could do it in the training notes. And you can add all of this in step 3. So in step 3, when you're putting in the content, you'd put in the regular primary video. And then you'll see a section for training notes, which mostly is used for text, but you can also pop in a video there. I believe it's just hit the /editor /key to pull up the edit menu. Do you see that?
Yes. And does that video display full? Is there, like, options to view it? Is it just going to be a little one, a thumbnail, or is it?
It's going to be like the size of the training notes. There's not a ton of options, honestly, for sizing this stuff in here. It's going to be basically just the size of what's going to fit in the training notes.
So yeah, because the content of it, it's I'm going into PowerPoint and showing them menu. I'm like, sure, they need to see go in and see the menu and see all those steps.
Yeah, okay. So here's what I would do is test it out first, and you can try it with just one, just pop in a video into both the notes and the training action, see what works better. Create yourself a test student and just hop on and check it.
Perfect.
If you don't like how it looks, then you'll either want to make it a separate training or somehow combine it in with your original training, because basically the platform's set up for that one primary video to be in that primary training video space.
Okay,
And
great.
anything else.
So then option B or C would be, day one training module, and then maybe day one exercise would be a second training module.
You could do that. Yeah. Maybe
Cool.
put it all in one module with training one, first video, training two, second video.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll give it a try. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, of course. All right. Awesome. I had Gary's hand popping up next. So let me hop over to Gary and then we'll go to, looks like we got a bunch of questions. Awesome. You guys go ahead and why don't you go and put a hand up if you do have a question, and I see some of you guys have questions up, so we will zip through. Okay, cool. Gary, what you
Hello,
got?
can you hear me
Hey.
okay?
Did you say, can I hear you? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. Just some questions to clarify some things. I'm migrating my course over from Thinkific to Xperiencify.
Cool.
And I'm going through each one of the modules to make sure everything's working properly. However, I have students on Thinkific that I want to transfer to XP. And my understanding is I can't do that until I actually go live.
If you want students to be in your course, yes, you'll need to have an active live subscription. Is that what you're asking?
Oh, well, I have a CSV list.
Mhm.
I can't just transfer that over to begin with. I have to wait till I go live to transfer that in.
You mean as opposed to being on a trial account, right? You're on like
Right.
a trial sandbox plan right now, correct? Yeah, you need to be on an active plan to have students.
Okay, and once I do that, I'm assuming there are steps in there as to how to upload a CSV file.
Yeah, it's really simple. The one thing that's incredibly important is label your CSV file exactly like our demo example. If it's different,
Okay.
if you put extra spaces in, it won't work. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Sort of. I haven't got to that point yet, so I'll see
Okay.
what you have to say.
Send me an
Also,
email. We'll keep going with your other questions, but
Okay, well,
send me an
it's
email
hard
on
to-
the support desk when you're ready, and yeah, I'll to make sure that your CSV
Okay,
file is
I get
exactly right.
instruction on that if I run into problems. Also, once the students are there, I'm assuming there's a bulk mail option, so I can tell all of them that, they're up on a new platform. I've already notified them they're being transferred to a new platform, and that I would let them know. So, that's there too. Okay. Also, I have a bunch of bonuses, which, when they migrated everything, they put all the bonuses just into a bonus file. So I'm transferring the bonuses into the modules that I want them to be in. But I noticed that there's also no way of like accumulating points, like getting 5, 10, 15 points and then using that to open up a bonus.
Yes, you should be able to do that. Should be a couple of different ways. Let me make sure I understand. You want to have bonuses. Now they would be in separate modules. They wouldn't be in, here's one simple way to do it. You can create a module that's going to be for your bonuses. You can lock that module by setting the release date way far in the future. And very soon we're going to have an option to set a release date or a release that's just locked. But bottom line, you're going to create a module, you're going to put content in it, you're going to lock or make that unavailable. And then you're going to set up an automation that says when a student reaches X points, this module magically becomes available.
Okay, and that actually the module has a whole bunch of bonuses in it that was so when I was on Thinkific, the bonuses were in the modules and they weren't set up so that they were just available when people wanted to open them. There wasn't anything special about them. They're just put there as a bonus. If you go through the module, you can open this up, but they could open it up anytime they wanted to. So what I'm doing is I'm transferring some of them into the modules that I already have where they should be. But I just want to take them out of bonus category, maybe put them in. Can I relabel things like a resource rather than a bonus?
Sure. Resources as we use them are supporting materials. It's not going to be a video. It's going to be an MP3 audio. Is that the format, or a PDF?
I got PDFs, yeah.
Great.
Basically.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just upload those as resources to any training, for sure.
Okay, and there's a label there someplace that I put in says resource.
Yeah, when you're editing your training, you're going to there's basically 5 sections. It says like content, and then it says release style. It might be getting these out of order, and then at the end it says resources. So when you click on the resources tab, you'll just click to upload the PDF, and then you'll give the PDF a name, and then it will just appear.
Okay, yeah, I haven't really noticed that tab because I haven't been using it. So using other tabs. Okay, I guess that covers most of my questions at the moment. I'm sure that more will come up as I go along. So
awesome. Welcome. Very cool.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. All right, let's hop over to Amelia.
Okay,
How's it
thanks,
going?
Rachel. Good, good. So I'm at the point where I'm getting ready to, well, I was going to have an early release of my first signature course. I kind of got sidetracked for, well, a couple non-business reasons, but then I also decided to create a mini course, which I guess, one way to call it is an MVP. So I created a, minimal viable product. But I haven't had time to market that. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to market that to get the people to then be interested in my signature course. But anyway, I'll get to my question. So for my signature course, it has 3 modules. The first module is all completed, and the second is partially, and I'm still working on videos for the third. So what I thought I would do is do an early release, and I have all the trainings for module 1 have immediate release, and then module 2 right now, the ones that are actually already, I have to be released October 5th. So I'm adding the dates, and I like that because then they show on the page dim, so they can't click on them. And then it says, releasing on October 5th. And then for anybody that signs up for my early release, I was going to give them a big discount, like $100 off or something, My question is about timers. I know you can have a timer added to a course, which I have, but can a timer be added to a sales page?
I don't think so.
Okay, because the example would be if the coupon expires on a certain date, then the timer would show, you only have 5 days.
I don't believe it's possible, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Have you tested that?
Well, I looked on the help, and it refers to the timer for courses.
Right.
So that's why I just wondered, is there any other way, or if anybody else is doing anything to kind of invoke that sense of urgency that
I've
Marissa
seen
talked
people
about.
add external tools in. I've seen people add in external timers from other tools. I'm thinking that it doesn't work, but I am not 100% on that. I would try it out. Pop up a page and pop up a timer and see what happens. You'll know in 5 minutes.
All right, and then if I can, something related to what Gary was saying about the bonuses and the resources. I don't remember seeing resources is because I'm adding, and maybe this will help you, Gary, too. I'm adding my PDFs for particular modules, or actually to drill down into trainings, that they have to download this PDF as an action item. That's how I'm putting in the PDFs, but I didn't know there was like another resource section where you could put like maybe like general PDFs.
It's going to be specific to a training. Is that what you're asking?
Well, that's good to know, but I thought you mentioned that there's a resources tab, or is there a resources page?
It's a resources tab that's specific to each training. So training one, when you go into edit training one, you're going to have a tab that says media, where you'll pop in your video. You're going to have a tab that says release, when you decide when the training will be released. You're going to have a tab that says resources, where you could upload PDF, MP3 for that specific training. And that will appear for the student when they are going through that specific training.
Okay, so after everybody like asked their questions, if there's time, like, I don't know, like I would be interested in seeing that. But I don't want to take too much time now, but along the line of like the resources and the bonuses. So what happens if you add resources or bonuses after people sign up, like a couple weeks later, you finally got around to like adding that bonus? Like, will they be notified, or how will they know? Or is it's just going to be like kind of worked into the, I guess, the conditional logic when it's released?
It depends what you're talking about. If you're adding a resource to a training, you're just adding a resource to a training. Nothing changes in the flow of the course. They would be notified if you notified them, and there's super simple ways to do that. If you're talking about bonuses that are set up with
A trigger
releases based on XYZ, and
that'll
then
just
add stuff
happen.
in, that gets super complex. There's no straight answer to that.
Okay.
The line is tested.
It's more the first one then, like even what you were saying, Gary, like if you have a bunch of resources, I don't have them all ready yet, so I might put them in later. I like to put it in the action items so that it's like you're kind of forcing them to click and download that PDF as an action item, and they'll score a couple points.
Yeah, totally. You can totally do that.
But if I guess if I add it later, I could add it on that resources tab that you're referring to. But then how will they know that they're there? I would have to email everybody.
Just send them an email. Yeah, super simple to drop an email to everybody.
Okay. And can I just ask you, you said something about something was going to be available, like a lock to have either a module or a bonus locked.
It's going to be, let me think, is it module or training? I think it's both module and training. There's right now, there's no option for like what Cliff might have wanted to do, or what a lot of people want to do, where something is locked only until the student does the thing that triggers the release. The best way to do it right now is to set the timing to release in like 2050 or something. And then that can look weird, and you can hide it, yes, blah, 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 blah. So
it does look weird. Yeah.
Well, you can hide it with CSS, but
then it'll say releases in 3,000 days or something, you know, like it looks really weird like that.
If you go to the CSS,
I'm sorry,
help doc, CSS help doc, we have the exact code to remove that. So you can do it that way, but it is an extra step. So yeah, we're adding an option that it's just going to be content is locked until you make it unlocked by whatever trigger you are choosing to make it unlocked.
By chance, are you adding a padlock or any symbol?
I don't know.
Okay, and then I kind of think that what I think was Cliff was saying, like he wanted a way to show all the list. This is my last thing. I don't want to take up any more time. I was wondering if there was any way to list all the trainings so people can kind of see it. I mean, unless they sign up, they're not going to see the list, right? Unless we manually give them an outline on like a sales page or something, right? You know what I mean? Like I'm migrating eventually some stuff that I had on Podia, and Podia they'll see like they'll see every training and it has like a padlock symbol, so they can't get in there. They could just see the outline. So I was just wondering if there was anything that you
That's
could
going to be
keep-
on your all trainings page.
But then they won't see that unless they buy it, right? If they don't buy it, right? If it's
I'm not following.
They're
You're
not a
talking about-
student yet. They're not a student yet.
Okay.
You're considering buying my course and you know nothing about it. I have a sales page. I guess I could put the outline on the sales page.
Yeah.
That would be the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I was just wondering, I mean, if they sign up and they get in, then they can go to the all trainings page and then they can see all the, all the trainings, or if it's not released, it'll be dim.
Yeah.
Okay, then I need to do some work on the sales page then, which is another whole project. Okay, thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Amelia. All right, Doris, how's it going?
Well, thank you for all your help, Rachel.
Oh, and real quick, Amelia, Lisa has a suggestion that you can take a screenshot of all the trainings and just pop it on the sales page, which is a great idea.
Okay, thank you.
How's it going, Doris?
It's going well.
Good.
As you know, I'm running my first 5-day challenge, and it's free. But if I run it again, or when I run it again, I'd like to sell the tools. Is there a way I'm still on the launch level? Can I sell a product or downloadable product, even in a free challenge?
What do you mean? Say a little more.
Marissa just did it in her 5-day challenge that she's got going on right now. The challenge is free, but you can purchase the downloadable tools, the resources.
You can always pop a link for things to anything you want people to purchase. I'm not quite following the question. You want?
Yeah, I mean,
sell
can you add it to your sales? In other words, can it be a sale on your sales page?
on your sales page? No, not through XP's order form.
Okay.
I'm guessing
Lisa has input on that. Go ahead.
I'm guessing Marisa has that sales page or that opt-in page on a different system, and then it just puts us into
Sounds
XP
like it.
when we do the free thing.
Sounds like it.
Okay.
Rachel, could she do like a really tiny little mini course that has the resources and then like sell that as like a resource bundle or something?
With its own sales page? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know, like, I understand what Rachel's saying, like, there's no way, because I have PDFs that I would want to do that with separately, like a
Mhm.
quick reference guide, maybe.
Yes.
But Rachel, it's designed to sell like a course. So you couldn't rename, like you couldn't create like a small mini course with like like some resources, like a PDF bundle. Because it's still going to be called a course.
I'm not quite following the question. The question, as I understood, was about doing upsells on XP's order form, which isn't possible directly on XP's order form.
But she's saying if it was a separate course somehow.
You can absolutely sell a separate course for sure. You can create a mini
Wow,
course, and at the end of it, you can sell them into a paid course.
Yep.
I mean, technically, you could create a course that is just your sales page, and on the home page is your opt-in to the next thing. But if we're talking about a bottom line question of can you upsell directly on XP's order form, that's a no. There's tons of creative ways to work around this and do all kinds of interesting things, but you can't do it directly on the page.
Okay, I'll work on that. Thank you.
Cool. You're welcome.
So it sounds like you're saying there's no sales funnel.
Depends exactly what you mean. There's not an option on the order form to add to click something and then go to an upsell page from the order form.
Okay, yeah, that was available on Thinkific, but it doesn't look like it's available on XP. So hopefully XP will get that going before too long, so that we have sales bumps or funnels that allow us to, because I'm making like short mini courses,
Mhm.
you know, based on what Murray is working on right now, but it's not quite ready for prime time. But once that's done, I'll have mini courses. And I want to be able to save them onto my main course or sell them through the main course, you know, at a lesser price, of course. So that's not available yet, huh?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
Well, Laura, how's it going?
Hi, Rachel. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
So I have a couple questions. We just moved our year-long coaching program over to XP. I'm loving it. My students are loving it and getting great results. And I would never use the sales process. I always do the sales process differently. I don't expect XP to be my sales gateway, but I have a question. I'm in the student area where I'm learning about my students.
Uh-huh.
And I don't understand the way it calculates percent completed. Like I'm looking at one student. So I'm releasing a certain amount every Monday. When they came in, there was like pre-actions, and then there's been more trainings released each Monday. We've been in the course for 4 weeks. This student has completed 100% of everything. And it says that I've released so far, and it says she's completed 60%. So I don't understand how it's calculating, and I don't want to have to go in or have my assistant go in and open up, because I told them anybody who kept up with 80% of the course, we would be celebrating them at the end of each month. And then every 3 months, they would have a lunch party with me. And I know she's done 100% and it's showing 60, which means that I have to go in and individually look at all my other students to see who actually has done 80. And I don't want to have to do it by hand. So how does it calculate that number?
It should be trainings completed and pre-actions. If they've done the pre-actions and all of the trainings, and if you have any custom pages that you've created, this is sometimes where points wind up hidden, is somebody created like a custom page that's, I don't know, extra.
That must be it. We have we have a bonuses page, we have a replays page. Do you think it's counting those as points?
Bonuses, no. Replays counted as points. I'm not sure on the replays. Shoot that to me at the support desk and I'll just go through it for you real quick.
Because I need it by tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day I'm talking to my students. So who do I email this to?
Okay, well, there's the simple way to check is just check off what's missing and see if it changes. You can log in as the student and
You mean I check off as Denise? I pretend I'm Denise?
you can log in as Denise. If you want to check really quick, you can grab Denise's magic link, log in as Denise.
All right.
Check off the replays and see if that changes it.
Oh, and then if okay. So if I'm logged in as Denise, oh, that feels unfair. Okay, if I go to the
You can
replay,
uncheck them.
I see. So it says awaiting start on all the replays. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a lot of replays, and these add up to 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. These add up to 15 points.
So that sounds like it might be it. Check them
How
off.
do I know what the total? How do I know what the total points released would be?
By clicking on the bar at the bottom of the student's course. There's a little pop-up bar. It's the bar that pops up every time they click something off and it goes cha-ching or whatever. A bar will pop up and it says you've gotten X out of Y points. If you look at the very bottom of the page, if you're on the students,
So I'm pretending to be Denise. Okay.
go to the very bottom. And you
Yep.
should see a little arrow that you can click.
I see home, all trainings, my courses, and powered by Xperiencify. Copyright 2022. Nothing else.
Go to your homepage real quick.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
And do you see on the bottom of the page, a little arrow?
Yes,
Okay, so click that.
your total, it says 31 of 52.
There you go.
So if I added in 15 and then 8 of, so I see, so it says that there's 52 so far. Thank you. That just pretend, okay, that, so the only way to do that is to pretend to be a student or to go in as a preview student. Would it do the same thing as if I were a preview?
No, if you're previewing, then checking points isn't a thing because points don't accumulate in an admin account. So
Can you
So
just tell us really quick, where do you go to preview the course as a student?
you want to grab their magic link. And the way you do that is you go
Oh.
into the student section, you know how to get there and open their
Yes.
profile. Okay. And then just
I found it.
got it. Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thanks.
So, wait a minute. Okay, so if I go, so I'm going in as Denise. Is that because she hasn't, the goals don't count. So the goals on page 1 don't count, but she hasn't checked off watch the welcome video. She hasn't checked off the calendar. So
Those
there's
count.
her additional 5. I
Yeah.
see, but she has, this is so weird. No, when I go in her, it shows everything's a waiting start, but she's actually done them all. How could say she has that many points if it shows a waiting start? That's not correct.
I would need to look at that specifically to know. Did you find where the missing points are?
But now I have way too many missing points because it's showing she didn't do the welcome video or the calendar tab or the discussion forum, or it says that everything's a waiting start. That's way too many points.
How many points does it say when you pop up the bottom bar?
It says she's done 31 of 52, which means she has 19 missing. If I go to the replays page, there's 15 on the replay. So that only leaves 4, and there's more than that showing on the homepage. So the math isn't adding up.
So I would need to look at it specifically. I can't give you an answer from my head without looking at exactly what's going on, but I would, is the goal here to figure out whether she's completed 80%? Is that the goal here?
The goal is to do that for all my students without having to open up their account and like read through that long list of every email that sent them and every action they clicked
No,
on.
you're not going to do that. The percentage is what you're looking for in the student section. The percentage is going to tell you their total amount of points. What we're looking at right now is just understanding why they're not adding up in the way that you thought they were.
But when I go to the percentage, this is what I said. Could I share my screen?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if I share my screen, this is Denise here. It says, congrats, Denise, you made it. So I'm being Denise, which is what you suggested. And it looks like she hasn't done any of these. She didn't do the welcome video. She didn't do the calendar. She didn't do the Mighty Networks form. So those are all the pre-actions. I'm pretty sure she actually did, because when I looked inside of her account, she'd done all these. And then it says she hasn't done the first training, the second training. So she's missing here right off the bat, 7 points. That one hasn't, that's in draft. This isn't Denise because it's not visible for students. So a student would be seeing that. And if I go down here, then it says, if I click on this, it says 31 out of 52 experience points, which is about 60%. And when I go on her student page, I had her student page up here, it shows 60. So that is correct. If I click on Denise, it's showing 60%.
Okay, so Laura, I'm going to need to help you individually to go through this with you to figure out exactly what's matching up where. Let me tell you one quick thing though. When you grab a student magic link, and this is really good for everybody, and you log in as that student, open up a different browser rather than the same one that you've been working in as admin, because sometimes your cookies can get mixed up and things can get confused there. And I have a hunch that might have been a piece of what happened here. So if you want to grab that and open up a brand new browser, private incognito window is great, and just look at the student profile fresh, see if it looks any differently.
Got
And
it.
I want to make sure we just have a chance to get to everybody's questions. So I want to check in with Lisa and
Thank you.
Melanie, but we
Appreciate
can,
it.
yeah, we'll circle back if we have time, and otherwise just drop us an email on the support desk and we can help you figure out exactly what's going on. Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm looking at the new app, which is awesome. And I'm trying to
Cool.
decide if I'm ready to pull the trigger on that. And but I was wondering if there is a sample course, or is anybody using the forum on the app so I can see how that works. I'm just trying to decide when I'm going to pull the trigger on the app, and funds are tight, or I would have done the crowdfund thing, but
Yeah, so here's something to know. In the forum right now, we're missing kind of a key feature that's getting worked on right now, which is basically a back button to go, like if you go into the forum.
yeah, I
there's-
noticed that. Yeah.
Did we already
I
talk about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
know, and I noticed it in other places. Yeah.
Okay. So that would be a good thing to know if you're trying to decide whether to buy it like today, is that
Mhm.
should be coming in a week-ish.
Okay. And he'll let us know. Yeah. Yeah, but if you guys, it would be cool if you put together a free, little sample class that we could go in and talk to each other a little bit and see how the forum works on the app.
You mean like a sample class on the app? Like you want to go in as a student and chat? Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Melanie. Melanie, you here?
I need to help somebody at the library, so can you skip me and come back?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Hey, Julie, how's it going?
Hi, good. I actually have like 6 or 7 questions. I'm going to be really fast. I think most of them are probably just like 1 or 2 word answers.
No worries. I'm
Um,
listening to you. I'm just gonna move because my battery's gonna die,
Sure.
so I'm gonna move location.
Got to
So
go plug
here
in.
and I'm
Okay.
listening.
So first question, is there a way to have a paid forum membership? That's my first question. Like,
way
and
to
are there
Paid forum membership.
like, so someone pays a monthly, like a subscription fee and they have access to the forums?
Yeah, you would just want to set that up as a course or like
Okay.
paid for, and then go ahead.
And you just like, you have a course that's like, that just, as long as they're enrolled, they pay a monthly fee?
Exactly.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, you can set up a
Uh,
subscription model to do exactly that.
Okay. Okay, I can do that. That didn't even occur to me.
That works.
Okay, next. Is there a default terms and conditions? Some kind of like disclaimer, like we're providing content, but the results are your own. You can't hold us liable. Do you have any recommendations around that?
I don't, because it's so different for every industry.
Okay.
You
You don't have like a boilerplate we can use to get started?
No,
Okay.
I have I use from my own courses. I have a thing I got for someone from $30, a whole legal package that
Uh-huh.
a lot of good stuff. And I took that and modified it. I'm happy to shoot you that if,
That would be super helpful if you don't mind doing that. Just
of
sending it to
course.
me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. All right. Is there any way to do referral tracking? Like, so when you go to buy a course, we can't affect, like, we can't change that template, but I'd love to know, like, where did you hear about us at some point during the sign up course? Like during the sign up process, is there a way to save that somewhere? Like, so that we could, I don't know,
Yeah.
the student database question,
Right. So we do have an affiliate tracking thing that is limited. It's got some definite, Lisa's saying a survey in her pre-actions, which is great.
Okay,
Great idea.
that's a good idea.
We have a limited affiliate feature. Basically,
Okay.
set up an order form that has a special order form that's coded to a particular person, so that
Okay.
if somebody uses this order form, they know it came from them. Limit on this is
Okay.
it doesn't track cookies at this point. It doesn't track the sales page, and that's usually where people would go to find out
Yeah.
about the course.
Okay.
Referral versus affiliate, a little bit different, but I also do in my own courses, you can do like a coupon code that people
Mhm.
can use to get, even if
Yeah,
it's a really small discount,
Yeah.
and track
Okay.
it that way.
Okay. Speaking of coupon codes, are all coupons a course specific? Like, is there ever such a thing as a global coupon code? Like,
I don't
for
think
as
so.
long as we're in business, you get 10% off every course. I don't know.
Oh, good question. No, I'm pretty sure it's just course specific.
Okay.
It can
What
be,
about a coupon code that's one-time use only, can only be used by one person and then can never be used again?
big feature request. That one's on our
Okay.
list.
Okay. Okay. When it comes to the expiration date, does it expire midnight before the date you
Oh
choose?
God, this one always makes me crazy. Seriously, I swear I've like checked this so many times. It's not the way I expect. I think that it's the day of. Test it and be sure, or email me and I'll test it for you.
Okay.
Honestly, like,
Okay.
I know this is a good question.
Um,
I just never remember.
okay. 2 more questions. The first one is, I'd like to do quizzes after each training or module.
Yeah.
Do I have to build each question manually as kind of a follow-up action within the training? Is that how I have to do it?
Yes. Like each
Okay.
quiz question will be its own
Okay.
training action.
What, and
Yeah.
and I haven't tested this, but like, what if somebody gets it wrong? Can they redo it? Can they resubmit?
Yeah, you can. You have an
Okay.
option to create a timer for how long you want them
That's
to
right. I
wait,
saw that.
so they can't
Okay.
sit there and,
Okay.
you know.
And then my last question, this is the one that's a little more open-ended. Do you have any advice for doing like a hybrid course? So we actually are going to do most of the training live in scheduled sessions. But of course there's course materials and resources and stuff that are going to be available online. Any suggestions on how to make that work effectively? And because like module 1, I want to make it available as of the day of the course, but we're not going to have the video for it until a couple days later, probably, right? After
Totally.
we recorded.
Yeah, you can pop in, and I have lots of suggestions on this because this is what I do. So let me know
Okay.
what you need to know. But
Okay.
you just pop in a placeholder image saying video coming
Okay.
soon, or reminder of when it's happening. In the training notes, you can pop in their Zoom link or wherever they're going in advance so that they remember that. Then you just upload, obviously, the training
Later.
as soon as it's done.
Okay.
What else about that? What?
I don't know. I was just wondering if there's resources or articles about, different options to set it up effectively.
I keep meaning to write something and I haven't yet. Let me know. Send me all of your questions and I'll put a doc together for you.
Okay. And how do we contact you?
Support at XP.
Okay.
Xperiencify.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Cool. Did we get them all? Got our questions, Julie? Great. Okay. Looks like we're doing good on time. So great. We can circle back around to people. I see Lisa and Melanie. Oh, Lisa's hand went down. Melanie, we're going to go to Melanie, and then we can circle back around to stuff that we went quickly through. Are you available now, Melanie? Let me check the chat real quick while I'm waiting. And somebody's asking about the recordings of these are all in our help center. Search for open office hours and you'll find tons of recordings. Oh, and Lisa's telling me that Murray just announced you can send them to a sales page now. Where's Lisa? Lisa hopped off. Okay, we'll check that out. Melanie's back. Hey, Melanie.
Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I did post in the chat in case I couldn't ask the question, but I will ask them since I'm
Okay, cool.
on. I have a summit that I did at Xperiencify,
Mhm.
and I have a number of VIPs who have 1-year access, but I want to launch an encore. So I'm going to upload 5 more speakers. My question is, the order form has the $57 VIP price, and I give a coupon code out so anybody can do it free. If they don't want the VIP at the start, do I need to have a second page for them to pay VIP and then I manually change their student status?
No, you can do that on the same sales page, if I'm understanding right. You can have different options for them to sign up. You can have different prices, and you can add a tag based on which option they choose. So
Okay.
somebody who purchases VIP will get tagged VIP, and they can have access to entirely different content.
Right.
They could have access to a different tab with a way to contact you.
Okay. So if they start free and halfway through go, oh crap, I'm not going to get them all done, so I want to buy VIP, can they register again as a VIP and pay that time?
If they start, I'm sorry, did you say if they start free,
Yes.
but they signed up?
They signed up and they're in the summit participating for free, but they realize they're not going to finish everything and they want 1-year access instead of the 10-day access. So they want to pay the $57.
Okay, I would do that with a different order form. It gets
Okay.
wonky if people re-sign up through the same order form. That gets
Okay.
weird and doesn't work right.
Okay.
So I would just create a new order form for that.
Okay. And if I wanted to do an encore of this particular summit, is there a way that the new participants' timer could be different? Because the people who are currently in there for VIP, their timer goes out. I think they've got 330 days right now left in their 1 year. Or do I have to upload all 18 of those videos into another course if I want to do an encore?
You're saying you want different countdown timers going on?
Yes, based on the tag that they have.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that this answers your question, but you can do either a live or an evergreen timer. So it doesn't have to be based on a date. It can be based on when they joined, but it sounds like you still need different options.
Yeah, I do, because they'll have different. end
Yeah, I
times.
don't
Well,
think-
yeah, they will have different end times.
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think so. I think you would need to
I need to upload them into
just
another one.
duplicate.
Okay.
You know, you can just duplicate a course, right?
Oh, I forgot about that. No, I didn't. Well,
Okay.
yeah, I forgot about that. So that would be hugely helpful.
Cool.
And then my last quick question is, when I ran the summit, when I sent the emails announcing the module was going to be released this day, and it was set, the trigger was set when the module was released, which was at 8 a.m. The emails didn't send. And I checked the toggle and it was set right. And so I don't know what I didn't do correctly for those email notifications to go out to the students.
Okay, so I would need to look at that one.
Okay,
There's a help doc called How to Report a Bug or Problem. If you can just do a search for bug and check that help doc for just all the info that's going to help me to look at that and really quickly give you an answer.
okay,
But just shoot
that's helpful.
over. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. All right. So Laura, how's it going?
Hi there. Okay. So my second question would be, we're planning ahead for our schedule for the year. And when I set the course up, I set it to release new trainings every Monday.
Okay.
But I would like to give my student, and then I'm really paying attention to the percent they've completed, as we talked about in the last question. I'm celebrating them every month. There's going to be a lunch or tea party with me every quarter for those who are staying up with 80% of the trainings. But I want to give them a break over the holidays, like Christmas, Hanukkah, solstice, New Year's. I don't want to pressure them like you have to be watching trainings. I want them to actually take a vacation. So I'm wondering, is there a way to pause all of the trainings for all of my current clients? And I mean, I know I could do it this year. This is my first year, just by like setting the timers 2 weeks back, but I actually want to make it in the future so students could join in January, or students could join in April, or student, you know, no matter when they join, everybody, no trainings are released for 2 weeks. Is that possible?
Sorry.
Not.
No. I mean, there's a lot of options for content release, but you're saying like you want it evergreen, but then pause it, and that doesn't work.
Okay.
You could set them up by date, leave those dates out. You can set it up in different courses so that
So I
it's
can-
smaller
yeah.
chunks.
I can make a duplicate course, but the problem that we're finding about a duplicate course is my assistant can duplicate the trainings, but she can't duplicate any lessons from the replays page. So she has to upload them, and that's super slow on her computer.
I hear ya.
And that's correct, right? You can duplicate trainings, but not replays.
I would need to check that. If you can email me on that, I can take a look at it.
Okay, and you said you were, your email again?
Support at XP at
You're the support lady.
I am.
Okay, well, that was my question. I will email you. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. Are the points, Laura, are the points making any more sense?
Well, I didn't have time to look, but what you said, I think that now that I understand that I just need to add 15 in, I can go and look at how many points each student has, and I can figure out by myself what is actually 80% if I subtract out those 15 from the replays page. So I think, and also knowing to come in an incognito browser, that's going to answer that question. So
Yeah, we are also revamping of like the student measurements and analytics and all the things is in the works, because I know it's super limited right now, like how much data you can get by looking at the student dashboard. So that's all in the plans too. I don't know what it's going to look like, but to be able to have a whole lot more easier to be able to see. So that's coming.
well, I think you guys have done awesome with the gamification. So even if it's not, doesn't have sales pages, I think I haven't seen anything that compares with this as far as gamification.
Awesome. It's great to hear. And we have sales pages, but you mean order form upsells, right?
Yeah, it's
forms,
not
yeah.
it's not as robust in the other areas, but I haven't seen anything this robust as far as gamifying.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Laura.
Okay, bye.
All right, Amelia.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a little bit more about the quizzes. Julie mentioned, about the quiz. I just actually added as an action item. You have that option. I don't know if I think it's might say quiz, might say survey question or quiz question. So I did that, and I did multiple choice. So it was fine. Can you only do one quiz question in one action item? Like there's no way to do like a 5-question quiz anywhere?
Well, you can have a 5-question quiz. You'll just create it with 5 action items.
5 action items, okay. Okay, because then like with multiple choice, they're all radio buttons, and then the bottom where they have to actually click to submit is also a radio button. So my wish would be like there was a way to make that bottom radio button something different, because it's like radio button and then,
hear ya.
you know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
I just submit that as a wish.
Yeah. Absolutely.
One more quick thing. I just looked on the course builder under for the resources tab. Where exactly is that? Or
Oh yeah, we're gonna look at that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it. I looked under the course pages, but I think I was looking in the wrong spot.
One sec.
Mhm. Or I have my course builder open if you want me to share, and you
Oh
can.
yeah, if you want to go ahead and pop yours up, yeah, go for
Yep.
it.
Okay. Let's see. Your screen.
Thanks for everything. You're welcome.
Okay, so I have it up here. Can you see
We're
it?
gonna go to step 3.
Step 3. Oh, okay. Oh, add course content. Okay.
And we're gonna open up a module and then open up a training.
Okay. I'll just be in one. Okay.
And oh, it's called downloads. That's why you couldn't find it. Resources is called downloads.
So I have my PDFs in like in an action item. So I don't know if this one has it.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, not this one, but so what's the advantage of putting it in here versus have it in an action item, which while you're
No real advantage or disadvantage. It's up to you.
but how will it show though? Like, because like if I put it in an action item, then
Yeah,
I
there'll
tell
be
them,
a little
Yeah.
bar beneath the training. When if you want to pop on a preview, if you want to preview like the ins and outs of Katie. Yeah, or you could do it that way.
well, I was gonna say in the module, not within the training, but if I go to my homepage, then I have an action item over here, like though, so they're on the homepage. And
Mhm.
then here you go, as one of their get started earning points right here, I tell them download a particular, well, there's two versions of this worksheet.
Yeah, totally. You can do it that way too.
Right, but and I didn't know there was the other option, but if we did it the other way in that other screen, where will it show?
Okay, so I need you to preview the training.
I'm in a course, so I'm sorry, where do you want me to go?
From a
In the
course,
back
go to
end?
all trainings,
Oh, all trainings?
and now click on a training
Mhm.
and scroll down just a little bit.
Okay,
And right underneath this block that your cursor is in, there's going to be a long thin block that says, here's your downloads or whatever you want it to say. And there'll be little buttons there for them to click and download.
we don't have to add that block. That block's going to be added as soon as we add the resource under downloads.
Unless you deleted it, it's there by default.
I mean, it doesn't show now because I don't have anything.
Correct.
But if okay, maybe I'll experiment and add it there, but then it's just gonna like, tell me again though, what's it gonna say? It's gonna have like,
It can say whatever you want.
but it's not gonna
Say, here's
offer,
your downloads.
okay, but it's not gonna like give them any opportunity to earn points or anything.
Correct.
Okay, I was just curious if anybody else is using any method yet for downloading PDFs. Melanie, did you, or no, or Doris, you said you had PDFs?
Yes, they're downloading PDFs
So do you have it as an action item or?
as
do you
a
have it-
downloadable in the downloads. As a
Okay, and then it works the way Rachel said it, like where you have like a little block, and so they don't score any points. They just tell them to download it.
correct.
I see. Okay, then I will check that out.
And Amelia, this is Melanie. In my summit, the speakers give bonuses. And I put those PDF bonuses in the downloads area because those are optional for them. So there's no points for doing that.
That's a good point. If it's optional. Okay, I got you. Very good. Thank you. So it's under downloads. Okay,
Cool. Thanks, Amelia.
thank you.
Cliff, yes, you can hire XP help. Email Marina at, let me type it in the chat for everybody. Email Marina, done for you at Xperiencify.com for done for you stuff, one-on-one Zoom coaching, stuff like that.
I've been
And
working with
Robert
Marina.
had a question. Robert, you here?
Sorry, I was muted.
No
Um,
worries.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm brand new, so I'm going to ask dumb questions.
At all.
Yeah, so what I'm curious about, are there sample courses other than the ones that Murray and Marissa have built that we can look at just to see the capabilities of the software? I mean, I have a pretty good idea of what it does just because I've taken several modules of things they've done.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty familiar, but is there like a page of outstanding courses or exemplary models for what you're doing?
There's nothing like that, but a lot of people have free sample courses that they'll be happy to let you check out. If you do a search in the Facebook group, this has been asked a lot, and I also have a couple of them that I can pop over to you. In fact, let me grab you a few right now. How's that? Give me one.
That would be great. And I can definitely go to the Facebook group. I'm making a big exception. I'm just like refuse pretty much to do anything on Facebook, but you guys
I
have,
hear you. I hear you.
you guys won me over. I've gone over to,
This group is worth it. It's a good, okay.
yeah, I can see that. Just the questions that people are asking. Now, this is the question which is ahead of where I am, but it is where I'm going, which is I'm doing a website that will combine a really definite look to it, including some 3D animations, musical performances, things like that, that are all part of integrated into the training courses and stuff that I'm offering. Is there any way at some point, and again, this doesn't have to be tomorrow, that you can customize the way GIFs and animations are displayed? I mean, I'm just figuring that Murray has used their software, whatever software he's using, to develop that stuff. Is there a way that we can develop an animation and insert it or work with him to do something like that?
Well, you can create custom animations for celebrations. So you can send
Yeah.
us your
Okay.
own customized animations and we'll add it to our database, and then that would be available to create a celebration for.
That would be cool. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. And is there any, does it need to be in a particular animation format or something that will interface with your software? And if so,
Yes,
how do I learn what you're capable of so I can send it to you?
Absolutely. 1 second. Let me grab you the help doc on that. Oh, and also here, I'm going to pop into the chat the marketplaces of a few course creators that I know have free courses that you can
Okay.
sign up for. So go ahead and take a look at those. And
Perfect.
here is the format for custom animations.
And then I have one more comment after you send that.
Yeah, go for it.
So where I'm really finding sort of a market for doing like particularly mini courses as opposed to ones that we would sell on a platform. And but I do a lot of consulting with arts-based nonprofits that serve communities. And what I always find is that the board members are well-intentioned, but woefully out of touch with what the organization that they make decisions for actually does. And that's just because they tend to be people chosen not because they're artists or performers or even hands-on educators, but rather they're prominent in the community and have connections. So what I'm experimenting with is using XP to develop mini courses on different aspects of what it means to be a great board member and what you need to know about your organization. So I can have a format, but then help teach them using examples from their own organization. And that's another reason why I want to be able to customize the look of it sometimes, because I think it'll blow them away if it has their logo and a character talking about what they're doing. So I just mentioned that because it's a mini course, it's in some ways less complex than than selling a larger course, but there is seriously a market for this stuff because every executive director that I ever work with says my board is impossible. They barely know what's going on. And so I kind of want to tackle that, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Awesome. Yeah. Sounds fantastic. Very cool. Thanks, Robert. Well, welcome.
And did you put that software thing in there yet?
I did. There's a link in the chat beneath the links of marketplaces.
Oh, yeah. I see it.
Article.
Okay. Is it possible to save the chat with this version of Zoom?
I don't think so.
So I'll just take a
Yes, you can always save chats all the way to the bottom.
Yes.
See the three dots at the bottom,
Oh, yeah.
save chat.
Doris.
Hooray.
Yay.
Coach Doris, you
Yay,
saved
Doris.
my life.
All right. We got to everybody's questions. Did we get it all? How are we doing?
Rachel, can I just ask you how, if we do have a course or two that we would want to offer for free, is that allowed on a Facebook group? Because I know they have rules. Like, how do you, how would we
Oh,
like
great
share
question.
or ask, if anybody wants to like look at our course or test it or give us feedback or?
Thank you for asking that. Appreciate it. You know what? I keep feeling like we should start like, would like a weekly thread, or I don't know if weekly is too much. How about just a thread once in a while where anybody could add their course?
On the
Well, you're saying-
Facebook group, yeah.
I mean, you're saying for feedback, it's a gray area. We do want to give feedback. Obviously we got to kind of keep an eye on the promos because we don't want you guys bombarded by promos, which is why I appreciate you asking, but I say just go ahead and post it, especially if you're looking for like a specific piece of feedback. Is there anything in particular you want, or is it more just like you want people to go through your course and take it? And
Well, it's more along the line of that, and I'm sure everybody's going through it. Because I also author books, we do something called like an ARC team where you release the book to people that agree to, review it ahead of time and give you feedback. So courses,
Okay.
is it just like, even though I did courses in the corporate world, this is new selling courses myself. And I did actually have a couple people test out one of my courses where before I discovered XP on another platform. But it's just a matter of like asking, and it's a lot to ask, like sometimes for somebody to just test a whole course. So I was just wondering, like,
got it. Yeah. So you're
Yeah.
more looking for like beta participants to go through for free and just give you feedback. Yeah. I feel like maybe we want to have like a thread once in a while where people can add those. Would that be helpful? So that way we can keep it from,
that would be helpful. And then too, like, it might not apply to everyone, right? Like if somebody's, has a topic that somebody would definitely not be interested in, then they wouldn't want to take it. But mine is self-publishing, and I want to have like one on book marketing and book covers. So maybe somebody wants it because they're interested, and they can kind of kill two birds with one stone. They get a free course and
absolutely.
also
Yeah.
test it for me. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm seeing a couple thumbs up. So I'll go ahead and just pop a thread in the group today, and you can put it up there. And
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much.
yeah, totally.
For sure. Thanks.
Cool. All right. How are we doing? That felt like a lot. Did we get to everything? Melanie, email me if you got points still. Oh, I hear. Yeah, question? Was there another question?
Yeah, I just jumped in. I just finished something and saw the call. Can I ask a quick question?
Sure. Go for it.
So I'm working with Marisa over at Live Your Message Live, and my question for you is, I'm doing a summit in November, and I was wondering if I could run my summit on Xperiencify,
And there, when I was looking at the numbers and what have you, I wasn't sure if that was doable. And I don't know the best way to go about engaging in this conversation, which is why I thought I'd jump on the line for a minute.
Yeah, can you give me a little more specifically, like what you need the platform to do?
I actually want to run the summit like a course in many ways. I've got 20 experts, and so I want each of it to have a page, like to do it exactly as I've seen it run with Marisa. But the thing is, it's almost like everyone needs a separate login. So what if I have like, 2,500 people enroll in this webinar? Like, is there a point at which I can't do it because of the size of the audience? So that was really my question.
Well, you can have an audience as big as you need. You will be paying at a certain point beyond about 2,000 students is our most. Beyond that, you'll be paying extra if you want to purchase more active students at one time. So that would be a consideration, but you can add as many students as you want.
So I think that is there a way for me to have a one-on-one conversation with someone? Because a summit is one and done. I'm not going to have thousands of students right out of the gate in the program on a regular basis, but for a 5-day event, I will. And so I just I don't want to take up everybody's time, but I am wondering what's the best way I have to make a decision pretty quickly about whether or not I'll use the Xperiencify platform for this or another one, because I've started my interviews. So I feel like I really could use to speak one-on-one with someone who can go through the complexities and let me know what's possible. I get a year bonus through the Live Your Message program. So I don't want to make any assumptions here. If I build it on Xperiencify and I can't do it, I'm blowing up the whole thing. So
What other questions other than the student number?
Could I just interject? This is Melanie really quick. I just ran a summit in August.
Oh, cool. Yeah, please share,
with,
Melanie.
with speakers, and I released 4 a day over 6 days, and I'm adding 5 more in an encore. And I didn't have 2,000, but it worked really well. I got bonus points, did giveaways, had VIP downloads and bonus downloads. So Karen, if you want to talk just about from my experience as a user, I'd be happy to connect with you.
oh my God, I would love that.
Awesome.
I'm going to throw my email address in the chat.
Okay.
Can you just reach out and maybe we can do something? Thank you so much.
You are
Thank you,
welcome.
Melanie. That's fantastic.
My pleasure.
Great. And I'll grab yours. Yeah, I think that there's a bunch of questions. I haven't used the platform yet, so I'm very nervous about putting this on without having all my questions answered. Melanie, thank you. I think that'll probably be just what I need.
Well, what I can't answer, then you can, definitely go. Yes.
Then I can.
Because that was my first course on Xperiencify, was my summit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the whole idea of using all of the bells and whistles to get people excited about this new experience of learning is exactly what I was thinking. And I got so excited. And then I started reading about, we typically have 2,000 students. And I'm like, okay, so I'm hoping to be inviting like over 100,000. So if I get a good return, does that limit me? So good to know that it doesn't.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, thank you, Melanie. That is super helpful. Anything else while we're here, Karen, that you want to ask about?
I'm gonna go ahead and onboard myself today, and
Great.
that probably will raise a bunch of questions. And I didn't know you had this, so I just was looking around and I was like, oh my God, let me jump on. It seems like it's too late, but so this was just perfect timing.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, no, and I can hang out where we're over time, and anybody can obviously hop off if they're done, but if there's anything else that we want to wrap up right now, I'm happy to help. But thank you guys. Great questions, great stuff, great work, exciting stuff.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, I will pop the recording up this afternoon, and I'll go ahead and put up that email thread for anybody who wants to share your course. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Thanks.